Welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network. My name is Saunch, your host, and we have Alex Mitch, who just turned pro in the IFBB at the North Americans it was middleweight?
Yes, sir.
In the middleweight. Walk us through how that felt, man.
It was a long ride. It was a relieving feeling. And I'll kind of go through why. But it's an indescribable moment, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it really didn't even hit me until I kind of got back home and started seeing other people that I haven't seen in a while, just because I've been in prep and whatnot, and just being approached by people that I didn't even know followed bodybuilding, honestly. And it was a warm, welcoming feeling. So, and then also on social media, just guys reaching out just to congratulate me that I've never talked to before. I was really appreciative.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely surreal.
Okay. Well, good. And you've been working at this since, I don't want to take your thunder away, but 2013 was your first show?
Yes, I was a bantamweight bodybuilder. I was 128 pounds. Yeah, so like I said, it's been a long ride.
Right.
Yeah.
And what got you into bodybuilding originally?
Well, see, honestly, I was a wrestler in high school. I always liked lifting weights. It was always something that was in the back of my head. I knew nutrition was heavily involved with it, and so I could never devote myself to the nutrition aspect of it. And finally, I decided in 2011, I decided to go to college in Utah. And so I moved away from home, and I did a lot of partying and drinking with friends, just in the whole, 20-year-old thing. And I got away from all that. And I decided, I'm going to start lifting weights again. And June 1st, 2011, I decided I'd done a bunch of research, with nutrition and whatnot. I decided, all right, this is the day I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy, your chicken, your rice, everything. And from that day forward, I lived the lifestyle. Not a day has passed by that I've not lived the lifestyle. So okay. That's where it all started.
And that's cool. It sounds very similar to like how my story is starting, just starting. But good. What was, so you did weight training and wrestling in high school, then went to college, started to make that correction. And then what made you want to do competitive bodybuilding? Like you had that kind of history of weightlifting, and then you just made that decision. What made you want to, especially into the NPC, what made you make that decision?
Well, see, it's actually kind of my wife. And she wasn't my wife at the time. She actually moved to Utah with me. She wanted to get involved with, she had a friend that competed in Utah, and she went and watched her, and she was like, man, this looks really cool. And then she kind of like showed it to me. And I've known who Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Flex Lewis was. And I've always thought bodybuilding was cool. I just, I wasn't real crazy about the idea of, wearing a pair of underwear and being on stage in front of people. So it took a little warming up too. I think I was more so worried about what other people would think rather than what I thought. And so we had moved home, and let's see, it was late 2012, so I graduated, and I was training. I took a job back home, so we moved back, and I started working out at the gym that our local gym. We have a small local gym, YMCA, and there was a kid there named Antonio that already had competed before, and he asked me. He said, "Hey, would you want to compete in this show?" And it was called the Natural Indiana. Okay. It was in April. I do remember 2013. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So one thing led to the next, and I pretty much had some guidance to kind of get myself in shape per se. I wasn't really in shape. I've got pictures of that. And but yeah, that's it. NPC was the only thing that was around us. I don't think there was any other organizations that were around us that I could have competed in at that time. So that's why we chose the NPC.
Okay. Did you say that was in 2011?
No, that was in 2013.
Okay, so that was your first show then.
Yes.
Okay. And I have some photos. I'll put it on the screen for you guys, for everyone listening. And that's where you placed third in the bantamweight.
Yeah, third in bantamweight. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So walk me through what was your plan after doing that show? You got that bug, right? You got that bite.
Yeah. And honestly, I knew I could just get better. So I was like, my buddy that was competing as well, he was like, hey, there's another show. And it was the Kentucky Derby, which was, just 2 hours south of us in Louisville. And, I was like, if I keep dieting, I could get a little better, and we'll see how that works out, So I did. And I think that was at the end of April, I believe. It was a few weeks away. It was at the end of April. And I got a little better. And so we did that show. I think I got second. There was only 2 guys in the class, me and another guy. It was a bantamweight.
Yeah.
And so I got second there. But where I really started to get a little better, there was another show after that. It was in June. So I had April to June to work with. So I really, I got in a little bit better shape, I should say. I was still a natural competitor, so you're only going to get as good as you can. So
I'm with you. I'm still floating in that boat.
So, but I ended up getting on stage at the Indianapolis show in June, the Indianapolis Championships. And I'll still never forget that show because there was a kid there named Matt Gozdecki. It's actually still a really good friend of mine. And he beat me in the bantamweights, and we still go back and forth joking about it to this day. We've not competed against each other at all since that day, but we since 2013, me and him have been the only ones from that year that have really stuck to it around this area, at least. But yeah.
Okay. And then there's
in the bantamweight division, I should have said.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because Greg was around then too. Because we got to get know each other later on.
Oh, Greg Wayne, you knew him back then? Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Small world.
Oh yeah.
It looks like you have quite a big gap between 2013 and 2017. Walk us through that.
Well, actually, I ended up competing in the Indiana State show in 2014.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's NPC News Online, and everyone on this channel knows how I feel about them. Their records are. I don't even think it's on there. But also, my name's floated around from Alex Mitch to Alexander Mitch. So isn't that great for the fans to like find your records in your photos?
Right. Yeah. So 2014, I was much better. I was more improved. Okay. And I was a lightweight at the Indiana State show. And I did play second there. I think there was 4 guys in the class.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Moving up.
Yep. So at least I won. I beat some people.
Right.
I did take 2015 off because I knew I needed to put on size. And so I took 2015 off and competed in 2016. And that's when things really started to unfold.
Okay. In a good way?
Yes. In a very good way.
You started like kind of seeing everything growing in the right direction?
Yeah. So in 2016, I hired Fat Guy Mubarak, who is a well-known coach within the industry. And my physique jumped milestones from in that year. So 2016, I won the Indiana State Show as a welterweight. So I was 165 pounds. And then, let's see, I had to write all this down. So,
oh yeah. Yeah,
So 2016, I won I got first in the welterweight division, and that was the first year for classic physique.
Oh yes.
And so I was like, I'm a bodybuilder through and through. And so I was like, and I don't admit this to too many people, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I did do classic physique at junior nationals that year.
Oh.
Yeah. And I placed like 16th at the very, very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
There's 42 guys in my class. I mean, there were so many guys, and everybody just looked amazing. So, and that's actually where I met my present coach. And but yeah, his name's Jason Theobald. And we talked for many years after that. And but going on from 2016 went into 2017, I jumped to the middleweight class. Won the Indiana State Show as a middleweight, and then won my novice overall. Again, I was with Fat Guy Mubarak at the time. And 2018, I won the Indiana State Show again.
Yep.
As a middleweight, and did North Americans, placed 7th there. I believe it was 7th. And then I'd never won an overall.
No.
So I knew I was capable of it. So there was another show a week after that called the Hoosier Flex in Fort Wayne.
Yep.
And Gus Stackhouse is the promoter of that show. And he's like, man, why don't you come do my show? I was like, yeah, one more week of dieting. I just got off a national stage. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I held it together for another week and got on stage. And that was a pretty happy moment in my career, was finally winning a open overall as a middleweight too. So
right.
Yeah. So I won that.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, like a middleweight winning the overall. Like I don't think people understand how impressive that is.
Yeah. Yep. So that was 2018. My son was born. So I knew, it was time to take some time off.
Sure.
And we let's see, I took 2019 off. My son had a lot of health problems. We had surgeries, whatnot. And so I really had to kind of step away from bodybuilding for a while. I still ate and trained, but, just I wasn't as serious about it.
Sure.
And, but I knew I was coming back. There's nothing that was keeping me from it. So 2020, COVID hit and everything shut down.
Yep.
And so I wanted to compete that year. I really did, really bad. I've gotten pretty far out of shape. I hired Jason Theobald in October 2019, I think is when it was. And he had told me, I said, dude, you think I could be a top 5 national bodybuilder as a middleweight? And he said, absolutely, Alex. He said, dude, you could be a pro. And he was not lying. He knew he knew what kind of drive I had. He knew he knew I had all the tools. He believed in me pretty much. And so we went to work in October 2019, and we continued to put size on. We did some things that, probably was not the greatest for my body type. I put on a lot more body fat than I really wanted to. But then again, I was open for ideas, and I was willing to do whatever to put on size. And so we started dieting in April of 2020, and we were aiming. I wanted to do the state show. Honestly, I really wanted to win Mr. Indiana.
Isn't that everyone's dream to like win the Mister of their state?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I always told myself, if I never went pro, but I won Mr. Indiana, I'd be completely content with that.
Yeah. That started. That was my dream.
Yeah.
Maybe not Indiana, but
yeah. So we dieted for that show, and we were really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
I refused to step on stage unless I had beaten my previous self. And I'm realistic with myself. So the only time I will ever get on stage is if put on more size and I'm more conditioned,
mm-hmm.
or more conditioned, or whatever.
Right.
I've got to be better. Regardless, I've got to be better, because it means nothing to me to just get on stage and half-ass it. I've never been a half-asser. I always give everything 120%. Anybody you ever talked to about me, they know through and through that dude. I mean, that dude means business. So I was not ready for the Indiana, the Mr. Indiana show. Jason was like, "Dude, you're not ready." Mm-hmm. And I knew I wasn't, dude. I was killing myself. I think I did 3 hours of cardio for several weeks.
Wow.
And I was just kind of dwindling away, and I was not tightening up in the places I needed to be. And so we pulled the plug on that. So what I had done was I emailed, Pam Betts, I think was the promoter of the national show in Miami. That was when it was in Miami,
right,
at the time during COVID. And they said that they were waiving all qualifications due to COVID. Okay. So wow. I was like, "Hey, we got a lot of time." I said, "I know I can compete at the national level." And so did he. So he was like, "It's fine. Perfect. We'll aim at nationals." Mm-hmm. And it was in December of 2020. And so I had a lot of things. I had a few things going on that year I had some weddings I had to be in and whatnot. So we worked around all that, some vacations, and I still continued to diet all year long. Mm-hmm. Did nationals, got on stage, literally the best condition I've ever been in my entire life. I mean, people that had seen me come out said I was the most conditioned guy on that stage. And when I seen pictures, I was completely blown away that was actually me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but I get super hard and grainy. Uh-huh. And it really showed that show. Wow. So that's USA's. So I got first call outs at nationals. Yep, right there. Wow. And these pictures don't even do it justice. I honestly hate the professional pictures, because it almost looks like there's a little bit of a subcutaneous watery film over me.
Yeah, it does. It's got that weird shine to it.
And it's like that for everybody. And I promise you, I'm not like that. It's like a deal. You have to like see me in person. Mm-hmm. And when they say, you need to see it for yourself rather than by pictures, I think that's true. But I got first call outs there. I honestly thought I had 5th place, but I didn't get called out for 5th. I was 6th place. So when I got off stage at prejudging, my wife come up to me and she said, "USA's was in 2 weeks." She said, "You're doing USA's." And my family goes everywhere with me. My dad, my stepmom, mm-hmm. her, and my son. And so they were all there with me. We all said, we're doing USA's in 2 weeks. So we kept dieting and packed up everything. And my son didn't go. My mom ended up taking him. But we all flew out to Arizona 2 weeks later, and I did USA's and proved to myself again, it's always been a continuous incline. Right. I'm always continuously gotten better. So 4th place finish at USA's, super happy. Mm-hmm. I remember getting off stage. I was completely stoked, and that was the highlight of my bodybuilding career at that time. And so I was like, you know what? I'll do North Americans next year. Actually, I wanted to do USAs, but things didn't plan out to where I could do USAs because I planned some family vacations and whatnot, and that was more important that I did rather than compete. So I did the family vacations. I live the lifestyle, so it's always eating and training, never stops. And then, North American showed up. It was a hard road at North Americans because 2 weeks prior to going to North Americans, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a dental lab manager.
Okay.
I actually make crowns for dentists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a family business until my dad sold it, and but I still work there. And I run the Crown and Bridge department, and everybody got COVID in my department, and so I was the only one running it. I was a little nervous that I was not going to be able to leave 2 weeks prior to getting on stage to go because everybody was sick and I didn't know if they were going to come back or not. I had to schedule as a vacation, but in my work field, man, it's a hard thing to just walk away from accounts and clients that I personally have relationships with. In a situation like that, I don't know what I would have done, but thankfully that Monday they all came back to work because Tuesday I was leaving.
Right.
So they all got cleared to come back, and we headed to Pittsburgh. I had a lot of anxiety, I must say, to leaving because of everything that was going on.
Sure.
But everything fell in place after that. I shouldn't say everything fell in place because after prejudging, I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, because I don't know if you watched the live stream or watched the call outs, but as soon as we all came out, I was in the middle. They moved me out. They moved another kid in that was next to me, and they compared what I think happened is they compared those guys, and then they moved me back in the middle, and that's where I finished. So part of me was like, hey, I think I won, but part of me was like, oh no, did I get second? I mean, I didn't know what was going on. You never know what's going on.
Sure.
Sometimes, but it all worked out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously with that pro card, I mean, I can't imagine. That's the dream, right? That's everyone's dream.
It is. As you can see those pictures from 2013, I'd love to be like, I'd love to ask a lot of people, what would you think if this kid told you he's going to be a professional bodybuilder one day?
Right.
I think I'd probably be laughed at. Yeah. That's that kid. I was 23 years old there. I'm 32 now. Sorry, I had to think about it. Yeah. I always believed in myself. I can't say that I ever thought I was 100% going to be a professional, but
right.
I knew I could just keep getting every year. I just kept getting a little better, just a little better. And that's all it meant to me.
It's so exciting just to see that transformation.
Yeah.
People think it's going to happen in a day,
Oh, I know. That's why I talk to these younger kids now, and they're like, what can I do? What can I do? I'm like, dude, just eat and train. Time is what what it's all about. That's all it is. Time. It's just, you have to give it time and consistency. Without the consistency, none of this is
right.
Nothing happens without consistency.
Yep.
So, man, I posted some pictures on Instagram when I got off stage. My whole family had this banner made for me that
I saw. Yeah.
Madness. So they had a whole banner made, and tears were just flowing from everybody. It's pretty unreal because, I always tell everybody, this bodybuilding, it may be a solo sport, but it really takes a village of people, a team, especially when you have a family to compete at a high level like this. So yeah, that was pretty unreal.
Yeah. Shoot, man, that's so cool. I'm happy for you.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Just from a fan, like it's happy to see people, accomplish their goals and make their dreams a reality.
Yeah.
What's your plan now? Going into the off season?
So I knew you were going to ask that. I haven't really told anybody. I've obviously talked to my coach. So I have my wife is currently pregnant.
Ooh, okay.
And so my second son is set to be born, which is funny because is set to be born the second week of December. And I'll tell you, if I had not gotten my pro card at North Americans, we were ready to go to nationals.
Yep.
I know. My wife is completely amazing. She's a competitor herself. She completely understands. But I really put her through the ringer on this one. I'm so glad I don't have to
that would have been brutal.
So yeah, to answer your question, so I am completely taking next year off. I've got to anyway to grow.
Sure.
We'll find out just how much size I can put on. I think we'll see. What I would really love to do is put as much size on as possible to be competitive. Like I said, I only compete if I can be
competitive.
Well, yeah, competitive, but I always say beat my last self, but
yes,
we're talking about a different level here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about the pros. So I've got to be competitive. So the Indianapolis, the Indy Pro, there's an Indy Pro. So I would love to do that in 2023.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of in my sights. But I got to take every day at a time. And when I get closer to probably the end of 2022, I'll decide.
Okay. You'll let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
If not, I was also looking at the Hurricane Pro, which is also in October of 2023. So yeah.
In the 212 or the
okay.
Hurricane Pro. I don't think I've heard that one before.
It's in Tampa. Actually, my buddy Derek Lunsford did the Hurricane Pro.
Really? Okay.
Right out of USA's in 2017. Mr. USA.
Okay. I didn't know it was that show, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hurricane Pro. And you said that's in Tampa as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. A couple of Tampa shows.
I'm pretty sure it's in Tampa.
I'm sure you're right. I'm still a pretty new fan for the most part.
Okay.
But okay. So not 100% sure on what you're going to do, but the plan moving forward is off season.
Yep.
Regardless.
I'm not switching to classic physique or anything like that. I'm a bodybuilder, man. Yeah, through and through. It didn't matter when I was 120 some pounds. I did what I wanted to do. Hell, I probably should have been a men's physique competitor that year.
I mean, if the goal is to get a pro card, I mean, it's the mind. You're in the right train of thought.
Right. Honestly, when I started competing, man, I don't even think being a pro was. I didn't even know how to be a pro at the time. At the very beginning, it wasn't until 2016 where I thought, maybe that'll be a goal. I say goal, and to some people it's a dream. That's what's kind of crazy is some people work 15, 20 years to get a pro card and they don't get a pro card.
Right.
And I don't know, it's still mind boggling that me as a bantamweight thinking in my head, that's what I think. Right. That guy. I'm now a professional bodybuilder. It's really crazy.
Wow.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. I really can't.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about you. You said you worked at it was a family owned dental business, and then
Dental lab.
You went corporate, and then
My dad sold it to a corporate business, and he worked there for a couple more years and then retired.
mm-hmm.
And now he lives his life through me, is what he would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he loves bodybuilding. He loves to.
Oh, that's cool.
He's never missed a show. He's made everything, moved anything and everything out of his life to make sure he could be at every show every time. Yeah.
Wow. So you live local with your family?
Yeah. Yeah. They live about 20 minutes away from us.
20? That's not bad.
Nah. We get a lot of help from them because with our son and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah.
I miss I'm active duty military, so like I move every 3 years. So like, yeah, I miss yeah. But my parents, they're talking about moving from Wisconsin. I'm originally from Wisconsin. They were talking about moving to Texas. So I was like, I mean, that's where I want to retire. You know, I only got unless this channel blows up and I make full-time income off this, like I still got another 10 years. So
yeah.
So we'll see. But
what made you decide to start interviewing bodybuilders?
You know, getting goosebumps just think about it. I've always been a fan of bodybuilding. I got into let's see. The first time I ever saw bodybuilding was a buddy got me into the weight room after a bad breakup when I was like 22, and I saw Jay Cutler's Living Large off of on the bodybuilding.com website. Yep. And I watched that, and then I did his program, and then there was this guy, long-haired guy. He's on bodybuilding.com. He's like one of the main guys. I did his program, and then I watched Blood and Guts, and then I started like dabbling in the like the old Jay Cutler movies. I'd watch those like highlights. Did all of Kai Green's movies, and I was just like, I just want to be a bodybuilder. So I started training. And then what? You know what? Actually, no bullshit. I was a huge fan of Nick Strength and Power. I used to watch all of his videos, and I started to kind of notice a change that I didn't like. And I was thinking, okay, somebody can do this community, this sport, these athletes better. There's got to be something. So then I found RX Muscle, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is bodybuilding. Yeah. And then I found Xavier with Desktop Bodybuilding. And then I stumbled upon Mark's Max Muscle, and I just slowly started getting into like the inner workings of bodybuilding. And then I was like, no one's really advocating for the athletes on like that personal level. Like everyone's just trying to make cool Instagram highlight reels. Yep. And then like the whole Generation Iron, the questions that they use, I was just like, this is wrong. Yeah. And then I was just like, I just want to have conversations with these guys and gals, and me as a fan, like I wanted to get to know Alex. So I was like, hey man, do you want to like hop on? Yeah. And I guess that's what really started the whole thing was
that's really awesome. And there's definitely a need for that. I mean, nobody else is doing it. Nope.
There are no Joe Rogans of bodybuilding.
Nope.
So if I can do that from my humble little cute weird looking cubicle in my office, I found a cubicle at an old store. It was closing out, and it was for free because I was shopping for an L-shaped desk. So I legitimately have a cubicle in one of our spare bedrooms on base. Cool. And it works. Yeah. And then I put this lamp right there because it's like super aesthetic. Yeah. I don't know. It works. Yeah. But that's what got me into bodybuilding journalism. On the bodybuilding side, I guess I don't really talk about myself on the channel, but I'm going to do my first show, Austin Cars Classic in Vegas. So that's 9 weeks from now. So we'll see what I look like in 9 weeks.
Yeah. Do you have like a personal Instagram or something so I can follow you that on?
Yes. So well, obviously I'm Josh Saunch. That's my name, but Saunch Bodybuilding is my personal channel. It's tagged in all the posts, so you'll see it when I post this video on Wednesday. I think this one will go up.
Okay.
But yeah, Saunch Bodybuilding. I kind of switched gears. I used to do all like the reposting and stuff on that channel, and then I just kind of adjusted over to here because I want this to be the platform for that.
Right.
But yeah, I post most of my personal stuff on my personal channel.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, I appreciate you asking me about me. I haven't really talked about myself.
I'm curious.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's talk about training. How about that? What do you do for training? Is it like I hear that most of the pros are doing 5 days a week?
My training varies. Most of the time in the off season, I'll train 5 days a week.
Okay.
In prep, I never train 7 days a week. It's always about 6 days a week. And really, I had to alternate because, my laggy body parts. Sometimes I'll train legs twice a week. Sometimes I'll train. I always train arms twice a week. My arms, my limbs are my weakest links. So arms and calves. Calves is pretty much freaking every day, man. High volume, and then arms. Yeah, like I said, this year was back twice during the entire prep, twice a week.
Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. What does your 2 back days look like? I'm interested.
Well, my training program just changed, but here, let me bring it up.
Okay.
Because I log everything.
Good. Okay. I try to. I just forget sometimes. Like,
yeah,
I try to, like, before I go in the gym, I'll sit in the car with my wife and we'll log out like the plan, and then based off of what equipment's available, that's what we'll do.
Yeah. Let's scroll down quite a bit of ways.
You're good. Do you log everything in your phone, like on a notepad?
Yeah, notes.
Okay.
That's all log, the weight that I'm so day 1, which would be back, shoulders, and calves. Is what it would look like. Rack deadlifts, neutral grip, lat pull downs, high strength, high rows, machine shoulder press, and 6 ways. And then standing calf raises. And then I'll throw hip thrusters in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, little bit of a because I didn't throw glutes in there on leg day because usually I'm pretty taxed after.
Squats. Yeah.
My day 2 would be chest and arms. So machine chest press, incline barbell press, single arm machine curls, standing barbell curls, tricep press downs, overhead tricep extensions.
No flies?
That's my next chest day.
Oh, okay. 2 chest days. Okay.
Yeah, so I got 2 chest days.
Man, that'd be nice.
And then at the very end of that, I'll do stiff-legged deads. My hamstrings are also a lagging body part as well. So I try to throw a couple of different movements in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So day 3 would be, again, back, shoulders, and calves.
Okay.
And then
back, shoulders, and calves. That's an interesting split. Yep. How long does that take you to do that?
Hour 15 at most.
Wow. I'm taking too long.
Yeah, dude. It
just get in, get out.
Well, it depends, at the very start of prep, I'll allow 2 minutes in between sets, and then I kind of work myself to a minute and a half, and then to about a minute, just so I'm constantly moving, burning.
Right.
Burning body fat. My day 4 is legs. So this entire prep was just, I had knee issues going into prep.
Okay.
And so we didn't want to hurt them anymore.
Right.
So we kind of just left it at 1 leg day, which was great. Actually, today I was able to go in and squat without any type of knee wraps or anything, without any knee stings.
Wow.
So I was doing today 405 for 12 reps squats, and I was like, this is amazing. So I was pretty thrilled with that.
I can imagine. I'm still healing from a hamstring tear, and
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe not a tear. It popped when I was doing
Strain.
sprints.
Yeah.
Strain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happened now is it's not even the hamstring. Well, I guess it is the ligament that attaches from the hamstring into the calf into the ankle.
Yep.
That thing is all jacked up. So my foot, when I do leg extensions, goes like this.
Yeah.
So like I can't run anymore. I can't like free squat. It's
Right.
I had my first good leg day yesterday, and I walked out of there like I have big I'm a very leg dominant person, and my legs were just like, oh, it was good. I missed that feeling. No pain.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Like that's kind of like me with the knee stings. Is like, wow, this is what it was like. I've never had an injury either, so that's about as close to an injury as I've ever had. Yeah, knock on wood. Never heard anything. I don't train ridiculous though. I don't go under 5 reps. I don't try to max out. I've never tried to. That's how you get injured.
Yeah. Man, I think almost everyone I've had on this channel so far, Kareth Bajo, yourself, and Phil Klahar. Neither one of you guys have had injuries.
That's
so
awesome.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm over here just broken. My labrum's all jacked up and my hamstring's all jacked up. Yeah. Well, that separates the novice from the now pro.
Yeah, so I guess so.
It's good to know. So take training seriously. Train, chase the pump, but in a good way. Don't chase the weight. Don't chase the Instagram clout.
Right, exactly. I think it's it's more helpful that I started bodybuilding before Instagram.
Okay.
Before kind of any social media, because I mean, if social media left tomorrow, I would care less. I'd still be the same exact thing. I would love to ask that question to a lot of people that make posts, and because I'm sure you personally know people. I personally know people that they portray themselves in a different way on social media rather than in person.
Okay.
They don't really actually live the lifestyle, and it's like fake. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have a very, I mean, with being like military, like I move all the time. Like my circle's very small.
Gotcha.
I would say that you and the people that come on the show are closer to me than anyone besides my wife. Like the people I work with, every once in a while I'll find somebody that's like in the same brainwave, but when the military is so specific, the people that are in it, and it's just, I don't know. I haven't really, So like my family's online, so I keep it pretty close. But appreciate you sharing your insight on training. I feel like that's like a lot of people miss out on that really good information.
Yeah, a lot of people, like you were talking about the Instagram clout. I think a lot of people post their training.
They post their highlights.
Yeah, they're more worried about recording and their training rather than actually training. Right. I actually hate to post anything when I'm training because my mind, from the second I leave my house, music in my ears, my mind is being fixated on what I'm about to do. And it's like, you go into this trance.
Right.
And I don't like to talk to anybody in the gym. I hate to be bothered. I'm getting better at it, but especially in prep, it's really hard, because there are people that want to come up and either congratulate you or, say good luck or
ask you a million questions.
Right. I've got this face on me that says, "Don't fucking talk to me."
Yep.
But yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you about nutrition, but do you have any hobbies? Any cool hobbies? He's like, I train.
I don't. I love cars. I used to have a Subaru STI that had that was my baby. I think that was probably my hobby. but my son was born, and I didn't drive it very much, so I sold it.
Mhm.
But no, I would say no. Eating and training is my hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Full-time dad.
yeah, exactly. I mean, besides that, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even call that a hobby. That's something I have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know what I mean. But yes.
Yeah. I have cats, so I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I used to have dogs, and before my son was born, I had 2 bulldogs, and they were my children.
Yeah,
and they both passed away within a couple months of each other.
Wow.
It was a really heartbreaking situation, and that was all part of my fall apart in 2018. After they both passed away when my son was born, and he was only like he had health problems, breathing issues. He had to have surgeries, and then both of our dogs passed away, which completely devastated us. So yeah, maybe one day I'll get another dog, but I don't know if it's possible to have a dog as good as the dogs. You know what I mean? They're irreplaceable.
Yeah, I have no idea. I really want a dog, and they just built a dog park on post here on the installation. So like, I would really like a dog, but we have 3 cats, so it's I don't know. It's not reasonable. It's not feasible right now.
Yeah.
And then my wife, she just started working, so it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Is she in the military as well?
No. We're a Tinderella story. So when I came on active duty, she was my first Tinder date, and that was that.
Cool.
So that was 3 or 4 years ago, and we got married in January. So we're still waiting on the ceremony. Yeah, thanks. We're still waiting on the ceremony, but we got a court marriage, and yeah. It's she does HR. She got a degree in psychology pretty much like April.
Yep. My wife, we've been together since 2008.
Wow.
We got married in 2012.
Okay.
So we've been together for a really long time.
2012. I graduated high school in 2012.
Okay. Yep. We got married November 17th, 2012.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know what you're going to be doing for the off season. We'll probably see you maybe the Indie Pro 2023.
Yep.
212.
212.
That's exciting, man. It's the 212 category is just blowing up with all this new talent. Like, I'm so excited for the Olympia. Hopefully I'm going to be there. I'm really trying to be there.
I would love to be there, man. Now that everything's kind of cleared out and I don't have to prep for nationals.
Yeah.
I may try to make it happen now.
You should. Yeah. Kareth is like very insistent that I be there. So like, I don't think I can back out now.
Gotcha.
But
my buddy Nate Epler.
Yeah.
He just won the New York Pro.
Yeah.
He'll be there. Derek Lunsford, he's from Indiana. He's in the Olympia.
Yeah. Let's finish on that. Let's finish on Derek Lunsford.
Okay.
So I love Derek. He's so much fun to listen to. You know, he's just a great soul. He just seems to just not hit it for the Olympia these last 2 years. Like, do you think it's something like that he's doing wrong, or is it just like the timing? Because like, I know some people peak early and peak late. You think it's something like that, or is it just like,
I don't want to step on toes.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah,
we're all fans,
and I'm just speaking from what I think, and take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it doesn't matter what I think, but
of course,
I think it was time. It was time for him to change coaches.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because I don't think whatever they were doing wasn't working.
Right.
And they'd given it time after time.
Right.
And so him hiring Hani, and from what I've seen, it looks to be like things are really, really working.
Right.
well.
Yeah.
And so, but like I said, time will tell from when he gets on stage. I think he had to suck down a lot to meet that 212. And I really don't know what all goes into that and what he has to do to really hit that weight. And
it can't be easy. He's so huge. He's so big.
Yeah, you've seen his guest posing. I mean, he is from another planet. Like, you want to talk bodybuilding genetics, he might be one of the best. May have some of the best genetics of our time right now.
Yeah, the structure, the density, the insertions. I mean, you couldn't build that guy better.
No,
he just needs to come in shape, and it's game over.
Out. Yep. Yeah. But he comes in shape, and we've said it time after time. He comes in shape.
Yeah.
Nothing can touch it. Yeah. Nothing.
And then I guess it's just time will tell. Sometimes you guys switch coaches. I mean, that's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
There's nothing against those coaches, because some people will leave one coach and then that coach will coach the Mr. Olympia the next year. Like, it's just sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yep. Sometimes, things just need something needs done about it. You just got to make a change.
Right. Yeah. All right, Alex, I appreciate you coming on, man. For the end of it, do you have anything you want to plug?
I got some sponsors that I'd love to thank. Also, I probably say it a lot, but I'd really like to thank Jason Theobald, my coach, one last time, because without him, none of this would have been possible. I mean, the guy is a genius. He really is. And not only that, but man, he's settled my nerves in multiple times. So
unsung hero.
Yes, he's a great coach and he's a great friend. So I'd like to thank him. Amino Pure, which is my sponsor. They've done a lot for me as far as supplementation.
Okay.
And Ross over at Gaines Bakery, the sauces that I get that they go on all my meals, the prep friendly sauces that people say suck.
Okay.
They don't really suck, but they're absolutely amazing. So those three, and then Suits by Amy, who does my suits. She's a very lovely person, and she must
do good work, because everyone is working with her.
Yeah, she's local around me.
Oh, okay.
So I've known her for a really long time. I've never worn another suit, and so she does a phenomenal job. So I couldn't thank her enough.
Okay. Cool. You said the Gaines Bakery, they do sauces?
Oh yeah, they've also got the cream of rice. It's called BOGs, and I'm telling you, dude, it is the smoothest cream of rice you will ever have. They have one called the brownie batter.
Is that Flavor Gang? Is that what you're talking about?
Flavor Gang. Yeah.
Okay, so they go by two different names then? Because I know Flavor Gang.
I'm sorry. It used to be Gaines Bakery, then they rebranded to Flavor Gang. So
okay, because I'm looking at Gaines Bakery, and then it says like their sauces are at Flavor Gang. I'm like,
it's Flavor Gang. But man, the BOGs, I just got done eating it. The warm brownie batter legitimately tastes like you're eating brownie batter. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
bro, I'm on like 40 grams of carbs right now, and like,
I
would die for something, anything.
Yeah,
I have who is it? I just had oh man, brain fart. Gary Turner. Yeah, I just had Gary Turner on the show yesterday, and he was talking about like putting ice cubes and making like protein ice cream.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing.
Yesterday was amazing.
Yeah, I do that with a little bit of protein powder and a little bit of egg whites. With the ice, and it gives it a little thicker consistency.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, lifesaver right there.
Yeah, and another key is you can use xanthan gum, just a couple grams of it, and it'll really thicken it.
Yeah, I could use that thickness.
Yeah, legitimately ice cream. Don't go heavy with it because
Right.
it will feel like a rock in your stomach.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
you just need like 2 grams. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
you really don't need a whole lot. And then you can also use the Walden's Farms sugar-free chocolate syrup.
Okay.
It's calorie free. So
Okay. Is that with Splenda or with?
I think it's got sucralose in it.
Sucralose. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool,
Yep.
man. All right, I will try that out. I'm starving. I'm sure you are too. But yeah. So we got all your plugs out of the way, man. Alex, congratulations, new IFBB Pro. We look forward to seeing you progress and grow in the off season, and then hopefully we get to see you before your IFBB Pro debut in 2023, tentatively.
Yes.
All right, man. I appreciate it. For everyone watching, thank you for stopping in at the Bodybuilding News Network. I am your host, as always, Saunch. Again, thank you so much for watching. Alex, appreciate you coming on the show, man. Hopefully we can get you on the show sometime in the off season, and you can give us a physique update.
Yeah, definitely.
Would love to. Man. Links always in the description. But that's it, guys. Alex, thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, brother.
All right. See you.